All right, so who I got?
Liam Gillett.
How you spell that?
Liamgilllock.
Hey, well, Liam, first of all, thank you so much for your time. I got to ask you, hey, you guys are practicing the week of Thanksgiving. I know you fired up, got the regional final coming up. So how you feel about this moment?
Feeling pretty confident about it.
Feeling pretty confident. Now,
Yeah.
you guys, got off to the 8-0 start, and then um, couple of tough losses. You avenged one of those losses last week. You had an opportunity to avenge that other loss. Just talk about going in there and battling George Wythe.
We just got to go in and play as a team, play from the start, physical, and we'll come out on top.
What do you think has been the key to you guys having such a strong season?
A lot of hard work from everybody and a lot of people coming out and playing and coming here every day.
Talk about the impact that Coach James has had over these last couple of seasons.
He's had a great impact. We a lot more successful with Coach James here, all the coaches.
What do you think when you look at Thanksgiving, and obviously Thanksgiving is a special time and all that. I gotta ask you, Liam, what's your go-to as far as Thanksgiving, as far as dessert and also the main dish?
I like turkey.
What about dessert?
Probably pumpkin pie.
Oh, pumpkin pie, pumpkin pie, pumpkin pie. And I gotta ask you this finally. What would winning on Saturday mean to you guys?
It would mean a lot. We all come in here every day and work as hard as we can. It would mean a lot to us.
Good deal. Well, Liam, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate you, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
All right, slide on in, Coach James.
Thank you.
See you, boys.
See you,
See you, Coach.
Oh, got the. Well, Coach. First of all, I do appreciate giving me time. And what does this moment mean to you? I mean, you've made several stops at several places, but just talk about what this moment means to you. I mean, you really turned around this program and got it rocking and rolling the way you have.
It's a testament to the kids and the community that we have. They come in here every day and work their tails off and do what we ask of them. And, that's probably been the biggest key to us having the success that we've been able to have this year.
Then you got off to the 8-0 start, and then you lost a couple at the end. Obviously, the two tough teams in Galax and George Wythe. But last week, I mean, you knocked off the multi-time regional champions. Let's talk about that big win, getting that win to get to the regional final.
The kids came out and played well. We went into it after obviously losing to them in week 10. We knew we had to be more physical. We knew we had to take advantage of some things that we thought we could do to them. The first game we couldn't run the ball at all. And, I think we threw it 40 times, I believe, in the first game. And, that was just kind of out of necessity that, we struggled running the football against them. And, we just kind of put it in our mindset that we had to come out and try to have some success running the ball and sort of eat some clock and try to keep the ball away from them just because they were, a talented group. And, the kids were able to perform well.
How big of an advantage is it any? I mean, you just played Galax kind of in a back-to-back, and now, you haven't played, it hasn't been that far away that you guys played George Wythe. Talk about the advantage, or if there is even an advantage, the fact that you just played these teams and now, I mean, that you get them back-to-back again.
I don't know that it's necessarily an advantage, especially when you're playing this time of year and playing against good football teams and well-coached football teams. It kind of goes both ways. They're sitting over there right now, probably doing the same thing we are and trying to figure out ways to take advantage maybe of mistakes and things that were made in the first game. It just kind of boils down to, in the end, you hope that, you put your kids in the right position to be successful when you meet up again. And George Wythe last time kind of took it to us physically. And that's been sort of a talking point, I guess, around our kids and our program since then. Obviously we got to be more physical, and we've just got to be a little smarter in some of the things we do. And us as coaches had to look at some things and try to put our kids in the best position possible to be successful. And, fortunately it's kind of worked out for us a little bit up to this point.
And Coach, I looked through the history. I mean, Grayson County's been around since 1988. And looking at the history, this is, the deepest the program has gone to make it to a regional final. Just, talk about that aspect and, the possibility of winning the program's first ever regional title.
Obviously it'd be big for the program. I think they've played in a couple region championships before. And of course that was under the old format back when I was playing, where it was just 4 teams coming out for each region. But they've had a lot of success through this program's history, with Coach Strong and Coach McPherson. And, we're just hoping that we can sort of add to it, and, get a little farther than anybody else has been.
And obviously with your experience and your history and knowing what it takes to have the success, what is the biggest thing you think you've learned about yourself in these last couple of years with Grayson County?
Well, my last stop at Pulaski, and then of course I helped Coach Horner over at George Wythe for the year. I thought I was going to get out of it there during the COVID year. And, coaching as an assistant for him kind of gave me a little bit of fire back. Sometimes being a head coach, you let things weigh on you probably more than they should. But, you eventually just got to figure out. And of course, the kids we got here are great kids. They work hard. They're fun to be around. And that's kind of rejuvenated me a little bit, from a few years ago. And, like I said, helping Coach Horner that year, where I just went and coached and didn't have to deal with all the other things that go along with being a head coach, from paperwork to trying to figure out, keep grades up and everything else. Just kind of rejuvenated me. And then, again, just the kids we have here have made it fun again. And they're just a good group to be around.
You Coach Horner talk a little bit this week?
We talked Sunday maybe. We speak quite often throughout the year. I consider him a good friend. And it's tough when you got to play in these games against people that and you have friendships with. But in the end, it's still a good competition. And we both want to beat each other. And sometimes it's in your powers and sometimes it's not. But hopefully we'll show up Saturday and compete and give ourselves a chance.
I gotta ask you, what's it like? I mean, I talk to a lot of teams and a lot of players and a lot of coaches. They talk about one of the goals is to be practicing the week of Thanksgiving because, we think of football as family, it's friends, it's football. But for you personally, what's it like to be out there the week of Thanksgiving, practicing, getting ready for a game?
Well, I've been fortunate to do it a few times in my career. And that's something we kind of talk about, at the beginning of the season. If you're practicing on Thanksgiving, you've made it pretty deep and, you're obviously having some success. It's one of those situations where, we're down to one of the final 8 teams in single A playing right now. So that's obviously, a big deal. You just try to keep your kids focused and, keep the eyes on the prize, so to speak. And, getting to practice during this week, it's tough on kids sometimes and families because there's a lot of plans, around Thanksgiving and that type of thing. But, you try to make it as big a thing as possible, which it is. That, if you're practicing on Thanksgiving, you've had a pretty successful year so far and you just hope to keep it going.
Well, Coach, I do appreciate you giving me time and good luck this Saturday.
Thank you,
By the
man.
way, for you, what's your go-to when it comes to Thanksgiving dessert and main dish?
Man, I'm all about little turkey and stuffing and some mashed potatoes with a little gravy on it. I'm kind of a meat and potatoes kind of guy. So, you know, I don't eat a whole lot of desserts very often. I just usually cram myself full of all the other stuff.
So what is your go-to dessert then? I mean, what do you like?
Man, it just depends on what's available. I like the pumpkin pie. I like a little pecan pie if you can get some of that. It just depends on what I got going on around there.
Hear you. Well, I tell you what, when you let me know you were getting this job, I said I know you're gonna get things rocking and rolling. So I'm not surprised at the success. So congratulations and good luck on Saturday, sir. And
Thanks,
thank
man.
you.
I appreciate it.